Hello everyone. In this lecture video, we will understand some of the basic advantages of the sensor cloud architecture. So the first advantage is resource sharing, where multiple users can use the same sensors. Second is cost reduction. You need not to deploy separate sensor networks. Third is scalability, where the cloud easily handles the large sensor data. Then you have remote accessibility, where the users can access services from anywhere. Then fifth is the efficient data management, wherein the cloud provides the storage and processing power. Then you have better utilization, wherein the sensors are utilized efficiently using the virtualization. Now we will look at these one by one in detail. So the first is resource sharing. Resource sharing, it is one of the important advantage of the sensor cloud architecture, and here it allows multiple users to use the same sensors through the cloud. Now, instead of installing separate sensors for each of the users or for application, the sensor data, it is shared. Okay, it is shared among different users, which reduces the cost and improves the efficiency. For example, suppose we have one weather sensor. Now, here this can provide the data to farmers. Suppose user 1 is a farmer, user 2 is a researcher, user 3 is some weather department. So this data can be simultaneously provided to all the users, and the cloud, it stores and distributes the data to the users based on their needs. And here, using the virtualization, a single sensor can support multiple applications at the same time, and this improves the sensor utilization. It reduces the resource wastage and makes the system scalable, cost effective and easy to manage. Second is the cost reduction, where you need not to deploy separate sensor networks. That is, in traditional approach, systems like each user or organization needs to deploy different sensor networks. Okay, this will increase the installation, maintenance and operational cost. Now, when you are using a sensor cloud approach, the same sensor network can be shared among multiple users through the cloud. Now, this will reduce the need for deploying the duplicate sensors and saves the money on the hardware. Okay, and it also saves the power, maintenance and the management. Now, cloud technology, it also reduces the storage and processing cost because data is handled centrally here. Now, suppose for example, you have one weather sensor network where it will provide or it will serve the farmers, researchers and weather agencies simultaneously, and it makes the system more economical and efficient. Next is the scalability. So scalability, here it refers to cloud easily can handle the large sensor data. That is, cloud computing can easily handle the large amounts of sensor data which is generated from the many sensors and the users. As the number of sensors and users or applications increases, the cloud, it can be expanded, and even you can expand the storage of the cloud and the processing capacity without major changes to the physical infrastructure. Okay, so the cloud, it will store, it will process and manage the large data or the huge volumes of data efficiently, and this will help the system support growing workloads and real-time services smoothly. Now, for example, suppose in a smart city, there are thousands of sensors which are generating the traffic, then weather and pollution data. The cloud can manage all this data efficiently and provide the services continuously. Okay, so it supports the growing data and the users, and also it can handle the small data load, medium data load and the large data load. Next feature is the remote accessibility, where it allows the users to access the sensor data and cloud services from anywhere using the internet, and users can monitor and control the applications through the mobile phones, laptops, computers and any other devices without being physically present near the sensor. And the cloud, it will store and process the sensor data centrally and makes it available anytime and anywhere, and this will improve the convenience, flexibility and the real-time monitoring. So for example, suppose a farmer, he can check the soil moisture data from home using his mobile app. Then or a smart city administrator, he can monitor the traffic conditions remotely. Thus the remote accessibility, it makes the system more efficient and user friendly. Then next is efficient data management, where the cloud provides a large data storage space and high processing power to manage the huge amount of sensor data. So the sensor data is collected from various sensors or different types of sensors, and it is stored, analyzed, it is stored, processed and analyzed and organized efficiently in the cloud. Now the cloud, it supports secure, it supports secure storage, okay, secure storage, then backup, fast retrieval and the real-time data processing, this cloud. Now this improves what? This improves the performance, reliability and it will improve the overall performance, and users can easily access the reports, alerts, okay, here reports, alerts, then and analytics, okay, and analytics through the cloud services. For example, suppose a smart city application is using the cloud platform in order to manage the traffic, then weather and the pollution data efficiently, and thus the cloud technology makes the data handling faster, easier and more reliable. So the benefits are what? The benefits are it can handle large data efficiently, it improves the performance and the reliability, and also it reduces the data loss and it saves the time and cost. Next is better utilization, where like using the virtualization, here the single physical sensor, it can serve multiple users and applications at the same time. So it will be using virtualization, and this can serve multiple users and applications at the same time, and this will improve the efficient use of sensor resources, and it will avoid the wastage. Now instead of dedicating the sensor, one sensor to only one application, the cloud will create the virtual sensors, okay, like n number of virtual sensors that can be shared among different services, and this will increase the resource allocation, resource utilization, and it will reduce the deployment cost. Now for example, suppose one weather data sensor can provide data for agricultural monitoring, environmental monitoring, then for smart city services, research and analytics, and many more applications simultaneously. Thus virtualization, it improves efficiency, scalability, performance and cost effectiveness in the sensor cloud system. So one physical sensor can be shared by many users or applications here, and higher the utilization of the sensor will be there. It is cost effective and resource efficient, and also it improves the system scalability and the performance. So this is about the advantage of the sensor cloud architecture. Thank you.